very much for a very powerful presentation. I'd like to actually just throw the floor open to any audience feedback. We didn't get a chance earlier. If there's anybody else who'd like to come out and maybe ask a couple of questions or give some feedback on what they've heard so far. There are 2 mic stands on both sides of the theatre, so anybody would like to say something?
Hi, my name is Tiffany, and I was just wondering about something throughout the presentation, but maybe I'm preempting what Dr. Chan is going to talk about. I was wondering how you legally define and prosecute marital rape, because it's not just about sex, it's also about a larger context of abuse and the woman's lack of choice. But then what about the more, we're talking about something that's very intimate. There are going to be a lot of gray areas. How do you deal with a situation where the man is just more interested than sex in the woman? How do we prevent this law from being abused and trivialized that way?
Would you like to answer that question?
Okay, thanks for the question. In terms of rape, what is rape, right? Like what Dana was saying, rape is non-consensual sex by a man, and it's practiced on a woman. Also non-consensual sex, sex without consent. So that's the basic idea. As long as a woman is proven that she doesn't consent to sex, it is rape. Only problem is that if the parties are married, you have this issue of the marital immunity, which I'm going to deal with. Okay, so you asked a broader question about power relationships, abuse, and all that. It's handled in different ways. So in the case of rape, it's about sexual intercourse without consent. The criminal law will handle other aspects. So for example, in terms of causing hurt, it can be a criminal offense as well. So like there can be criminal offenses like causing hurt, and there can be protection orders as well to prevent causing of hurt in a family situation. But it's a bigger idea as well. Criminal law is only part of the issue. You also talk about society and abuse of power and all that. Well, criminal law can only do so much. Right? There are other things involved as well, like education, about how people should behave, how they should relate to each other.
I understand that my question is that even the issue of consent becomes a lot stickier in marriage, because it was usually just jumps on you in the car. It's quite obvious that you didn't want it, but in marriage, the woman might feel like it's a duty. She doesn't really want it, but she actually says yes. She feels like she is consenting, and she feels like it's her fault. We have to understand it's a very intimate form of emotional abuse, and sometimes you were talking about, Mr. Wong, you were talking about how the police can help. Actually, they can't really a lot of the time because the victim has to file a charge first, and often they are the last ones to try to seek help. They're often in denial, and everyone around them realizes it first. So what do we do?
Okay. In terms of proving lack of consent, there is a problem because this kind of marital rape happens usually at home, and there are only 2 people involved. There won't be an audience, hopefully. So it is a problem, as you say. So exactly what happened, you have one side of the story from the man, another side from the woman. Okay? If there are obvious signs, such as you say, like a struggle, like someone jumps out, there are injuries, it's easier to prove that it was non-consensual sex. Okay? But even if there are no injuries, if it can be proved that it's non-consensual, it can still be rape, but it's very difficult. Okay? Where there are only 2 people involved. But the situation of a husband and wife is no different from date rape. Okay? So I don't think anyone will say that if it's a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, the girlfriend cannot claim that it's rape. You will put her to the same test. Was there true consent? If she can, prove that she didn't consent to the sex, it will be rape. So having a prior sexual contact is a problem, but I don't think it's an insurmountable problem.
Have we answered your question? Perhaps what we can do is we'll let him have his presentation, and then after that we'll perhaps be able to come back to your question. If you'd like to either ask it again or I will remind you, and we shall try to address that a little bit further. Thank you for that great question. Thank you.